All right, hello there, YouTube. Since those previous two episodes is only gone down to like 86%. That's very impressive, being how harsh, how much this system is pushing. So let's see. This is obviously all right. So this is my account, my sister's account. Nothing. Everything, every single game that I have on here is just my account. Nobody else. She didn't do anything of the sort, but she made this account. So my sister's overseas. She isn't even the same island, the same land I'm on right now, studying and stuff like that. So just because it's my sister's like account, she created it, just kept it on here, and this account is what I'm going to be replaying some games from scratch on for YouTube purposes. Some future series I'm going to be doing this same recording. So if you like this quality, isn't too bad, it's like really swell, you think is awesome. I've got a lot of games on here. This might be a little odd. This is supposed to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in here. Yeah, I've got a lot of things in here that I could be possibly playing for YouTube. Yeah, that's a demo. You can see that clearly, but most of these in here games. This Kingdom Hearts 3 on Cloud. Please, Nintendo needs to release these as digital downloads. I know these games are massive and stuff, but I really want these games on Switch too. There's some Resident Evil games that were kept on the cloud, like you had to play them from the cloud server, and they're coming to Switch too as digital downloads. Hurry up and release these on a Nintendo Switch too, Nintendo. Come on. So I've got a lot of games in here, especially this. This is definitely going to be swell to play in on YouTube. Some of this, yeah. All right, so let's just get on to Mario Kart though. Even this, especially, let me go back quickly. Even this here. That's Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. I've got that and this Monster Hunter Rise. I've got the DLC included and all that. Then Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Yeah, the anniversary edition for the 30th anniversary for Street Fighter. So I'm just gonna go on ahead and I almost selected the freaking Mario Kart World. I don't know if this is auto focusing. I think it is, so I'm just gonna lock it here. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, so the previous episode I did I was automatically going down to 150 because that's all you play in your own time, but we're getting there, quicker than it's thought. Alright, so Dre Bones, a character that I rarely ever play in this. I just unlocked Fishbone in Mario Kart World. I made sure to get every single character. I've got my reason. A lot of stuff is coming for that game, and I want to make sure that I have the initial characters and stuff already unlocked. So something that really suits Fishbone. Oh, got me saying Fishbone, Dre Bones. Something that suits Dre Bones. Alright, what about this? Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's as a part of the DLC for The Legend of Zelda. I'm not gonna go Link just yet. I already did Link before. Alright, let's see. So that again. I wanna, ready tires for this thing. I think that's okay. That's good enough, I guess. That's good enough, I guess. Link is seriously heavy though. Like Link is like human heavy, and I'm scared to be playing it with Link again. So I just went, I'm scared of that shit. And the Hylian Kite. So the previous episode, I went ahead and completed the Lightning Cup. Now I'm going to be moving on to this. In this section here, these two are effectively what is called The Legend of Zelda X, you know. So I was gonna go Yoshi, but I do believe, yeah, Dry Bones is a dead paratrooper. I mean, close enough, right? All right, so those shell creatures that walk around in the Mario games, you hop on them and get the shell from them and stuff like that. There's no riding them like riding a Yoshi, but they're similar in height and stuff like that, I think. All right, so the first cup here, the first track of this DLC, Mario Kart 8 viewed. I don't ever. Whoa, that is seriously cool though. Look at the lighting. I never actually like. This is going to be you getting a. I'm not pretending. I'm not acting here. This is like my real reaction. I've never played this bike before. The lights actually go in a blur, a motion blur away from the bike. That is cool. That looks so cool. Look at that. Yeah. Alright. And the handling is good too. Gonna drop this right here. Get my item, yeah. I was seeing if I could get the purple boost. Trying my best to get that. Alright. Maybe a nope. Alright. Maybe a purple in here. So you've got to do a lot of movement, I realize, to get the sparks to build up. Yeah, that's what it is. That's it. Alright. Okay. Blue shell on the freaking way. My eyes just caught that. So they're gonna send these back. Oh gosh. At least Dry Bones is like really light, and this cart perfectly fits with his weight as well. Its weight. It could be a female, who knows. So as when you're hit by those items, you don't flip all around too much. You actually just land right back on your tires. So nice. Nice. You could easily recover after being hit. Or more quickly recover, I should say. I'm gonna toss that back. Not really a use to me. Alright. Nice. Oh god. Why? Ah, game. I was trying my corner there. Okay. Alright. Get this corner as well. Get these freaking coins. Just missed that. Just for the fun of it, drop that right on the lane. Alright. So that is race number 1 of this Egg Cup. Now moving on to race number 2. Hyped. So hyped. So just about done with this already. So this is one of my favorite tracks. Excite Bike, based on the original Excite Bike from NES, from the original Nintendo Entertainment System. Awesome game. I think it's NES. I've got Excite Bike on my V, and I don't know why, but I've never actually played that thing. I just had that on there, but I never played it on the Wii, I should say. I just had that in there, and I'm gonna try that out when I set this back up, you know, set my Wii back up and stuff. Because I still got to do 150cc, 150cc with all the Mario Kart games. I'm gonna try that out. I just had that in the system, and it never booted it up. Alright. Yeah. Get that purple boost. Yeah, this looks amazing. Alright, so drop that right there. Alright, get these corners. Nice. Alright. Whoa, you hear the crowd cheering and everything. This is awesome. Send that back. Get down between here. There we go. Perfect vehicle to be using as well for this track. This is not why I did this. I just randomly picked. I didn't even think about the fact. Didn't even remember that Excite-Bike is in this one. I swear on the origin of all life to drop dead if I'm telling lies. Like, I get so many lineups just on a random, and I'm trying to go random, and they're lining up with the freaking cups that I'm playing. Well. Oh, someone's gonna get their ass lot. Come here. Come here. Give me that double item. Come here. No. If we got red shells or something, I could have gotten a lot, man. So imagine if this was 150, I'd be lapping I'd lap characters like daily. 200cc, especially on this track, is crazy because you end up jumping, because of the extra speed. 150 is already fast. This has been, well, not really for 200. So when you jump with the extra speed when you're playing 200cc, you jump over like 2 ramps sometimes one time. You get so much air, it's crazy. And you've then got to watch where you're dropping and stuff. You don't drop anyone you put. It's a lot more fun to me. That's gonna be somewhat into the distant future either way. So, but it's gonna be really exciting when I get there. All right. So next race, moving on to race number 3 of this Egg Cup, the Dragon Drift Way. Oh, look at this. This looks way more impressive than looking at the actual screen because, everything looks like everything looks like a toy land, toy world. All the unnatural lighting on the screen, on the Nintendo Switch 2 here. But the camera itself, the Nintendo Switch 2 game, the camera itself is, oh, I love this quality. If I could get, I remember my grandmother, she had, for like eye health, safety, and all that too, she had, not a screen protector, but it's like a filter that you'd place over your screen for her computer, her desktop she had, and it took away some of the, the unsafe light for your eyes and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind getting something like that for my, just make sure it isn't permanent, but just something to place over my screen just to take away the unnatural lighting. That would be really awesome. I'd like that. All the Lakitu markings and stuff, the martial arts on the walls, if you didn't realize. This track is amazing too. I wouldn't mind getting something to place over my Switch 2 screen to kind of remove that unnatural glow effect, so that you could get the realistic appeal. Street Fighter 6, when taking away certain like exaggerated lighting, games look amazing. I tell you, it's like looking at real people even sometimes, like all the detail, the sweat, the pores on their skin and stuff like that. And there's no unnatural lighting to make them look like freaking plastic scene toys. Oh my god. The game's got way too far now, man. Way too far. Way too realistic looking. So I'm gonna drop that there. Alright. Alright. Get these coins. Yup, this bike is working perfectly for this track. Alright, then send that back. Oh my god. Whoa. That was too well placed. Too well placed. Yeah. Oh. Okay, send that back. Ah, timing was off, but we've already passed the finish line, so there's no issue there. The way that Dre Bones tosses his head in a flip. That's like, oh my gosh. All right, so that's the end of race 3. Now moving on to 4. The fourth and final for this track. Mute City from F-Zero. F-Zero DLC needs to be a crossover. There needs to be a crossover. We've already, all right, so this is my theory, right? We had Mario Kart 7 for the first time. You're driving on the water and stuff, and Nintendo was the first to do it. And you know, like, this proves to me that, you know, Sega has a lot of fans that are like that favor him and stuff like that. No one was rushing to like crawl with Sega and telling them, oh, you're mimicking Nintendo with this transform shit. Like, no way, that's not cool. That everyone was still cool with it, right? But now that we have Mario Kart World and Mario Kart, what we say, Mario Kart again, Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, they actually had the idea, is like they did it in a couple form, and the attacking on Nintendo behind the scenes, thinking that they're mimicking Sonic, is crazy. Like, why are people so stupid behind Sonic? I mean, I know Sonic is a family fave. A lot of people like Sonic and stuff. Sega Genesis died a long time ago. Sega needs to get their own dang console then, because like stuff that I know about, people are going crazy about this when it was really something that Sega planned with Nintendo. No, whether or not, we had so many collaborations before. We had Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games on Nintendo Wii, stuff like that. Nintendo and Sega are actually holding hands. A lot of people don't know that. So it's been planned. This is not Nintendo copying them, but really and truly, they're supposed to be just like how we had Super Mario World on the Super NES way back in the day. And that, holy shit, ho. My analog is a bit too good. I tried that and it was too late, ho. But the alternate worlds that you go to, you sometimes travel to them in different ways. Like this is deliberate now. Alright, so I've got to go here, get my coins back, get these boosts. Ah, fuck it, I knew it. Game was overdoing it. Gotta pull ahead. I'm not about doing this entire cup over again, getting carried away, talking about, you know, Mario and Sonic. But anyways, right? The Super Mario World, what this is named after, you go through different worlds, right? Different sections of the world, and you progress the stages, correct? Most Mario games do that. Mario Kart World is actually going to be the same thing, most likely. And because it kind of looks sometimes, because they're different, like there's I think the kingdom of that Daisy is from. Daisy is the princess of some far off, like distant kingdom, and you'd be traveling to those in like space time and stuff like that. And then there'd be crossovers with other Nintendo verses like Metroid World and the stuff like that. Possibly they're saying that Nintendo is copying Sega, and like people are pissed, and then they realize, you know, they feel ashamed and stuff, and they'd be like, wait, holy shit. But if only I knew. No, you're just favoring Sega, jackasses. So that's the final track for this Egg Cup. Then the next cup, the next episode, I'll be taking on the Triforce Cup. Oh, so people need to really like stop freaking out before they even know what's happening and stuff like that. They only make themselves look, you know, ridiculous and small. I do have to say. So Nintendo did it first when Mario Kart 7 launched and Sonic Racing Transformed launched years ago. Now we have freaking oh dang, holy shit. Now that we have freaking Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. They're picking, you know, because now Sonic Racing did it first. The DLC, Nintendo Switch 2 was kind of rushed. Nintendo Switch 2 was supposed to launch in December. They would have a lot more time to work on this stuff. So that's where I'm getting this information from. It is, don't worry about that. But really and truly, that was the case. And Sonic Racing Transformed, they've been working on the game for way longer, and they said that we're not going to release early. We're just going to release in the, you know, agreed date for Nintendo Switch 2. I'm so sorry. Not we would have been getting Sonic Racing Cross Worlds just as early before they were ready for the DLC and stuff like that, believe it or not. So, damn. It kind of messed Nintendo's plan up a lot, because we would have been getting the DLC already, possibly, like, or at least getting some sort of hint of it. But Nintendo's being way more secretive than usual than before, because these projects are way bigger than Nintendo's ever worked on before, and you know they've got to get the gain, not the loss. But yeah, Egg Cup complete. That's it for this episode. No, so that I don't drag this on too long, I'm sorry about the rattling, but it was still a nice little rattle. I do believe for most of you. So click that like button, comment as well, leave a comment if you do please, and as well click on that button that says subscribe. That is free of charge. I do say this every episode I can. That is free of charge, although there's so many services online that use the word subscribe for paid services. YouTube really needs to change that to a button that says follow instead of subscribe. You're just going to be notified whenever I make new uploads and stuff like that, and you'd be able to stay tuned. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whenever and wherever you're watching. Until next episode, this has been Mr. Pokemon 907.